This video will show you some sample mirror scans, both good and bad, but first let's start with some tips about what makes a good mirror scan. What do we need to see? First of all, this is a paper-free exam, so we need to see that there is no paper within easy reach of your workspace. In the same vein, we also need to see that there's no prohibited devices, which may include other computers, additional screens, tablets, and phones. We need to see your work surface, such as your desk or your table, and in particular, we must be able to see your keyboard, mouse, and monitor. We need to see your surroundings as well. We need to see that you're alone, that you're not taking the exam in a public place, and we need to see in particular what is in front of you. We can generally see what is behind you from the standard recording during the exam, and it's pretty obvious if you're turning around and looking at things behind you, but it's harder for us to know when you're looking forward. Let's say you're looking up and to the right. Is there a window out there? Are you just staring off into space? Or is there a big poster with notes on it up and to the right? So we need to be able to see what is in front of you so that when you are looking in a particular direction, we have a good idea of what you're looking at and that it's not something that could possibly be problematic. So in terms of the mirror itself, your mirror needs to be at least 150 millimeters by 100 millimeters. That's about 6 by 4 inches. Now, we need it to be that big so that we can get an easy view. The bigger the mirror, the better the view as a general rule, and you'll see that in some of our examples. And you may want to think of mirrors you already have. We don't expect you to go out and buy a special mirror just for the exam, although one of the ones that I'm going to show you today I did purchase earlier today for under $5 US. But borrowing a mirror off the wall from your living room can be a great way to take the exam. So I'm going to show you a bad scan first. So what was wrong with this scan? Well, first of all, the mirror was way too small. You could barely see anything in it. I also moved it around very quickly. Keep in mind that the frame rate ProctorTrack records is lower than the frame rate you're seeing in this video, and definitely lower than you commonly see on video content. So if you move very fast, we're just going to see a bunch of disconnected things. It'll likely be blurry, and it won't tell us anything. So you need to move slowly. Now we're going to see another bad scan. So what was wrong with this scan? Well, there were a lot of papers on the desk, and sitting right in the middle of one of those stacks of paper was a cell phone. There were also multiple computers and displays that were in the scan, and it was unclear whether they were in use or not, and some of them were definitely in use. So in contrast, let's now see a good scan. So what made this scan good? Well, it showed the work surface and the surroundings. It moved slowly, and there was an extra display sitting on the desk, but it was turned around, so it was very clear that it was not in use. Let's see another good scan in a different environment. So what made this scan good? Well, it showed the work surface and the surroundings, and it also moved slowly. So if you take these example scans into account, you should be able to produce your own scan that will easily meet our guidelines. Thanks.